My jaw is literally on the floor right now, seriously, I am unwell. But before I completely lose my mind, hello, I'm Paul from the Steffy Fans channel, and welcome back to the absolute chaos, besties. We need to hold a literal intervention right now, because what just dropped is breaking my brain. Then, let me just set the scene for you because I am actually shaking. We all knew Hope Logan Spencer was packing up her little desk at Forrester Creations to run off to her Aunt Katie's fashion house. We saw the build-up. We saw the absolute audacity of Hope thinking she could just waltz out the door, take all her momentum, and launch a rival line at Logan. But Steffy Forrester Finnegan, oh, my queen did not just sit back and let it happen. Steffy literally waited for Hope to make her grand exit, let her get all comfortable with her new title, and then dropped a tactical nuke on her entire existence. Steffy used the hidden clauses in the old Forrester contracts to claim full intellectual property rights over the name Hope, and every single unfinished design Hope was working on. Hot take, but I am actually ascending right now. This is the Steffy we have been waiting for. I am screaming into my microphone because the sheer level of boss babe, unadulterated, ruthless energy Steffy just served is unmatched in the history of this franchise. Hope was standing there probably wearing one of those prairie dresses she loves so much, thinking she had completely outsmarted the Forrester dynasty. Yet, Steffy just slid a piece of paper across the desk and legally obliterated her. Hope is completely devastated. Her brand new shiny career at Logan is completely frozen on day one. She cannot use her own name for the fashion line. She cannot use any of the designs she sketched. She has nothing. Zero. Nada. Is it just me, or did they completely fumble the bag on this one? I mean, Hope and Liam and Katie. Did none of them actually read the fine print of a corporate contract before declaring a fashion war? Totally embarrassing for them. No cap. Hope is literally in shambles crying about how unfair this is. But in the real business world, if your name is trademarked by the company that funded your entire brand, you don't get to just steal it. Steffy is protecting her family's legacy, and I am low-key obsessed with how cold and calculated she was about it. She didn't yell. She didn't throw things. She just used the law to put Hope right back in her place. Mainly what makes this even more iconic is the absolute meltdown happening over at Spencer Publications. Liam and Bill Spencer are losing their collective minds. They thought they could just swoop in, play the big strong saviors for the Logan women, and bully Steffy into backing down. Liam is whining, as per usual, and Bill is puffing his chest, trying to use the massive media influence of Spencer Publications to create a PR nightmare for Forrester Creations. They are threatening to drag Steffy's name through the mud in the press. But guess what? Steffy does not care. She is not flinching. She is staring down the barrel of the Spencer media machine and basically telling them to print whatever they want, because a legally binding contract is a legally binding contract. Wait, I'm literally yapping right now about the business side. Let's get back to the actual tea of how this is destroying families. Because the financial threat to Logan is legit terrifying. Katie and Donna are panicking because they banked their entire new fashion expansion on Hope being their cash cow. Now, they are facing a massive legal battle that could bankrupt their new venture before it even gets off the ground. And who is caught right in the middle of this apocalyptic legal war, Ridge and Brooke, besties. The bridge implosion is happening, and it is glorious. Brooke is, of course, doing what Brooke does best, crying and begging. She is literally sobbing in Ridge's office, pleading with him to show some mercy to Rain and Steffy, and to just let Hope have her name and her designs. She is playing the victim card so hard, I am surprised it hasn't snapped in half. But Ridge is finally standing by his daughter Ridge, is looking at Brooke's tears and saying no. He is firmly siding with Steffy, acknowledging that Forrester Creations owns that intellectual property, and they are not going to just hand over millions of dollars of brand equity to a rival company just because Brooke is upset. This is pushing Ridge and Brooke's relationship into a total dead end. They have survived so much, but this is a fundamental divide. Ridge is choosing his family's legacy and his daughter's leadership over his wife's endless demands to coddle Hope. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a chainsaw. Brooke feels completely betrayed, but low-key, what did she expect? Did she really think Ridge was going to let Katie and Hope steal from his own company? The delusion is real. And then, just when you think the drama has peaked and my blood pressure cannot possibly get any higher, the writers decided to hit us with a plot twist so unhinged that I literally fell out of my chair. Sheila Carter is back. I repeat, Sheila Carter is back. And she is Not just hiding in the bushes wearing a terrible wig this time. Oh no, Sheila has evolved. She has entered her cybervillain era, and I am legitimately terrified. Sheila wants Deacon Sharp back. We all know Sheila's obsession knows no bounds. But her new strategy is straight out of a sci-fi horror movie. She has secretly contacted Remy Price. Yes, add the same Remy Price, who has a history of deepfake mistakes, and is currently blackmailing his cousin Melissa Dillon. Sheila found him, probably threatened him with his life, and forced him to use his tech skills to orchestrate the most diabolical sabotage I have ever seen on this show. Remy created a hyper-realistic deepfake video that shows Deacon Sharp actively cheating on Taylor Hayes with Sheila. Screaming, I am literally screaming a deepfake. Sheila is weaponizing artificial intelligence to destroy Taylor's happiness. The video is apparently flawless. It looks exactly like Deacon. It sounds exactly like Deacon. It shows him swearing his undying loyalty to Sheila and making it look like his entire relationship with Taylor is just a sham. When Taylor sees this video, besties, it is the most heartbreaking thing you will ever witness. Taylor Hayes has been through enough trauma to fill 10 lifetimes. She finally thought she found a safe, stable, albeit unconventional love with Deacon. She trusted him. She let her guard down. And then she gets hit with this visual proof of his ultimate betrayal. Taylor's heart is completely shattered. She is totally devastated. And her immediate trauma response is to shut down and doubt every single word Deacon has ever said to her. The relationship is instantly pushed to the absolute brink of collapse. Deacon is in full panic mode. He is desperately trying to clear his name. He's swearing up and down that the video is fake, that he hasn't seen Sheila, that he loves Taylor. But how do you prove a video is fake when the technology is this good? Deacon is running around like a headless chicken trying to find evidence of his innocence. But Sheila is a literal mastermind. She is always one step ahead. She has created perfect alibis for herself. She has covered her digital tracks. She has made it virtually impossible for Deacon to prove that he is being framed. Is it just me, or is this the most stressed out we have ever been for Taylor? She is looking at the man she loves, seeing him beg for her trust. But her brain is replaying that highly realistic video over and over again. She doesn't know what is real anymore. Sheila's psychological warfare is working perfectly. She is breaking Taylor down from the inside out, without even having to be in the same room as her. It is sick. It is twisted, and it is phenomenal television. Mainly this brings us back to the ultimate MVP of this entire franchise, Steffy Forrester Finnegan. Because Steffy is not just fighting a corporate war against the Logans, she's about to be fighting a street war against a psychopath. When Steffy finds out that Sheila is back and is actively targeting her mother again, the protective rage that is going to unleash will be legendary. Steffy already has zero patience left because of Hope's nonsense. And now she has to worry about Sheila endangering Taylor's mental and physical well-being. Steffy is basically fighting on two massive fronts right now. On one side, she is defending Forrester Creations from Hope's entitlement and the Spencer media bullying. On the other side, she's fiercely guarding her mother from Sheila's high-tech terror campaign. Steffy is carrying the entire weight of the Forrester family on her shoulders. And she is doing it in 6-inch heels. No cap, she is the only one with the backbone to handle all of this. Yet I am so worried about how this is going to escalate. If Steffy realizes that Remy Price is behind the deepfake, and that Melissa Dillon knew about Remy's shady past, the fallout is going to be nuclear. The interconnected web of lies is so dense right now. You have the corporate espionage, the legal battles, the AI deepfakes, and the shattered marriages all colliding at once. Let's just take a moment to process the sheer audacity of Hope Logan. Even while all this is happening, she still thinks she is in the right. She is probably sitting in Katie's office right now, complaining about how mean Steffy is, completely oblivious to the fact that Steffy is simultaneously trying to protect her family from a literal murderer. The contrast between Hope's petty fashion complaints and Steffy's life or death stakes with Sheila is staggering. It just proves why Steffy is the true main character of this show. Hot take, but I think Ridge siding with Steffy over the contract is just the beginning. When Ridge finds out what Sheila is doing to Taylor, he is going to realize that his family needs to be united more than ever. Brooke's constant defense of Hope is only going to isolate her further from Ridge. Brooke is so focused on making sure Hope gets her little fashion line that she is completely ignoring the massive threats surrounding the rest of the family. The bridge marriage is hanging by a literal thread, and I am low-key ready for it to snap. And what about Bill and Liam? They are throwing all this money and media power at Steffy to save Hope's brand. But what are they going to do when the Sheila news drops? Are they going to keep harassing Steffy while she is dealing with a cyber terrorist targeting her mother? Liam is the king of bad timing, so I fully expect him to march into Steffy's office to complain about a trademark dispute while Steffy is trying to track down a deepfake IP address. The boy is useless, literally useless. Besties, the stakes have never been higher. We have intellectual property theft, corporate blackmail, media manipulation, artificial intelligence framing, and a mother-daughter duo fighting for their lives and their legacy. I am going to need a second to breathe because my heart is racing. If you are not tuning in every single day right now, you are missing out on peak soap opera history. I am going to be tracking every single development of this contract war and this deepfake disaster. Steffy is not going to back down from Hope, and she is certainly not going to back down from Sheila. The Forrester matriarch in training is officially taking no prisoners. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because the second the next piece of this puzzle drops, I am going to be right back here, probably screaming even louder. Until then, stay safe, trust no video on the internet, and always read the fine print.